Hey, pressure washing business owners. My name is Jonathan Henderson with Pressure Washing Marketing Pros. In today's video, I want to talk to you guys about why new pressure washing businesses do not need SEO, right? And you're probably wondering, Jonathan, why are you saying that? Don't you run a pressure washing marketing agency that specializes in search engine marketing like Google Ads, web design, SEO? Yes, but you don't know how many conversations we have on a consistent basis to where we're talking to new pressure washing businesses, and I only need to know two things, right? I only need to know two things to see if this business will rank with SEO. And I say, where are you located and how long have you been in business? And the new, like, seasoned pressure washing businesses where they say they've been in business for 8 years, they're in a certain city, those are businesses that are very easy to rank. And I'm going to show you why in this video. Now, guys that are like, oh, I've been in business for 6 months or anything under a year, and I'm located in, like, let's just say a highly populous kind of city, which in today's video example, I'm going to use Atlanta, and I'm also going to use San Antonio, right? So when they're located in very populous cities like that, I already know off the bat that, yeah, SEO is not going to be your way to go. And guys will say, Jonathan, what do you mean by that? You know, I see other guys' websites in my area, and it's not that good. And what they mean by that is this. If I type in this keyword, pressure washing Atlanta, and we look at these guys' website right here, Atlanta Pressure Washing, their website hasn't been updated since 2004, right? And guys wonder, how do these guys rank number one? If we look at Pressure Washing San Antonio, Texas, and we look at this first result right here, Supreme Power Wash, we look at their website doesn't even have a navigation. It's like a one-page website, basically. I mean, they got other pages, but you guys will see in the video, it's not that much. Right? This is literally a one-page website in their ranking. And guys are perplexed by that, right? So I'm going to go ahead and answer those questions for you on why new pressure washing businesses do not need SEO. But also, throughout the video, you might get discouraged from actually investing in SEO. But no, I'm going to show you how all of this ties in at the end of the video. So you guys have to watch till the end of the video, right? You guys have to watch till the end of the video. But I'm going to show you how all of this ties in together and how you can combat being a new business and getting results with SEO as well. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So I'm going to go ahead and use this ranking factor by Brian Dean from Backlinks. I'm going to go ahead and use this article because he lays out everything and what I think about the ranking factors on Google and what's important and why it's very difficult for new pressure washing businesses to rank organically on SEO. Because like I said, when you're a new pressure washing business, you need leads. You don't need time to wait for, business to come through because it's going to take you 6 months to 2 years to get results. If you're a new pressure washing business, you need to throw $500, $1,000 at marketing sources that are going to give you leads and businesses as quick as possible. So the 5 factors that I'm going to go over are going to be, the factors I'm going to go over, and there's going to be domain factors, page level factors, site level factors, backlink factors, user interaction, and brand signals, right? So let's start with domain factors. So basically what they're talking about is your domain, right? So domain age. Now to me, this matters, but as you can see, many SEO believes that Google inherently trusts older domains. However, Google's John Mueller has said Google age helps, or domain age helps nothing. And let's go to the results to see if that's factual or not. So if I type in this keyword, pressure washing Atlanta, right? And I go here, you guys can use these 3 dots and you can see how long a website was indexed by Google. Look at this. AtlantaPressureWashing.com was first indexed by Google more than 10 years ago, right? Wise Guy Pro Wash, right here, indexed in 2018. Now let's look at every result on here. You know what I mean? The domain age and when it was first indexed by Google. Waterworks Pressure Cleaning, first indexed by Google more than 10 years ago. I'm seeing a trend here, guys, aren't you? Power Washing Atlanta, first indexed by Google more than 10 years ago. Starting to see a trend here. AtlantaPressureWashing.net, first indexed by Google more than 10 years ago. Like, guys, look at this pattern. Extreme Pressure Washing, more than 10 years ago. More than 10 years ago. Allen's Pressure Washing, right? So you guys are seeing this trend. Domain age matters. When you're a new pressure washing business, how does this relate to you? your domain age, you probably registered your domain, you know what I mean, at a later date, or you did it like your domain age is only 6 months, right, to a year. So you don't have as much of a domain age as other established businesses. So does that hurt you? It does. Keyword appears in top level domain. Basically what they're saying is having a keyword in your domain name doesn't give you the SEO boost that it used to, but it still acts as a relevancy signal. Once again, Google, let's go ahead. As you can see, these guys right here that rank number 1, what do they have in their domain name? AtlantaPressureWashing.com. And if you're a new pressure washing business, it's probably going to be very difficult to obtain a domain with the actual keyword in it. Because like I said, to me, that still matters. And obviously to Brian Dean and all these guys in these surveys, it definitely does matter as well to them, or they wouldn't have it on here. Domain registration length, right? So a Google patent states, valuable legitimate domains are often paid for several years in advance, while doorway and illegitimate domains rarely are used for more than a year. And so basically, whenever you buy your domain, whether it's from GoDaddy, wherever it's from, you have a registration length, right? And so basically, Google trusts websites and domains that, like I said, have age and they're registered for several years on end, because that means that Google knows that you're established. And so that matters. If you just bought your domain and it's been registered for 6 months, Google's not going to trust you as much. And it's just a simple fact. Just a simple fact, guys. Right? So as you can see, a domain history, a site with volatile ownership or several drops may tell Google to reset the site's history, whatever it may be. If your domain is brand new, you don't have domain history. Exact match domains, you know what I mean? Like they used to work, but not as much. But now I want to go to another point, because now that you guys see domain factors and you guys kind of see that domain age, registration date, and all of this does matter, let's go to page level factors, which I'm not going to spend too much time on, because as a new pressure washing business and even these seasoned pressure washing businesses, this is kind of equal. And page level factors are essentially, do you have your keywords in your title tag? Which keywords in your title tag basically means this is your title tag right here. This is what people see. Is a keyword in there? Yes. Atlanta pressure washing Atlanta. A lot of these businesses already have it in there. You know, this is a title tag right here. They have the main keyword. Pressure washing San Antonio, Texas. It's in the title tag. Every business can do that, whether you're new or old. Title tags start with keyword. Yes. As you can see, Atlanta pressure washing starts with the keyword. Pressure washing Atlanta starts with the keyword. These guys, pressure washing San Antonio, Texas, starts with the keyword, right? We can move on. Keyword and description tag, as you guys already see, you know, this keyword pressure washing Atlanta, you see how they highlighted pressure washing in Atlanta. That's why it's good to have your keywords in your description. That's all that's basically saying. Keyword appears in H1 tag. Basically the H1 tag, as you can see, this website has it. Atlanta pressure washing right here. As you can see, this is their H1 tag. Bam, right? As you guys can see here, H1 tag, main keyword in it. Now, any business can do that. That's why I'm not going to harper so much on this factor right here, because whether you're a new pressure washing business or an old pressure washing business, you can harp on this, right? Any business can do that. These are the basics. Every website should have those page level factors that I just discussed. Your title tag, your meta description, your heading tags. You should have that whether you're a new pressure washing business or an old pressure washing business. Now let's move on to site level factors, right? Site level factors. Now, same thing with this. You know what I mean? When it comes to this, I kind of disagree with Google on this. You know, content provides valuable and unique insights. I can't talk right now, guys. But Google has stated that they're happy to penalize sites that don't bring anything new or useful to the table, especially thin affiliate sites. Now, I do agree with Google on this. If you're a new pressure washing business, and so I say you don't necessarily need SEO at this point, is that your website, you're going to have to constantly crank out better and new content over your competitors. So like even for these guys, as you guys can see, their website hasn't been updated in a long time, guys. That's why I say this is kind of BS what Google talks about provides valuable and unique insights. I mean, these guys have like a one-pager website right here that has some reviews. They talk about this. It's just a one-pager thin content. What unique information is this website bringing? Really none. which is why as a new pressure washing business, you may have to spend more. I hear a lot of these guys say, yeah, man, somebody offered me $1,000 website and it's a 5-page website. No, if you're a new pressure washing business, you need to bring unique and valuable insights. If not, like I said, you guys will see when I get to these next points that it doesn't necessarily matter. You know what I mean? So as you know, contact us page, I'm not going to really go over that. Basically saying that Google looks at if you have the appropriate amount of contact information to make sure that your contact information matches your who is info, right? Which basically means that, correlates, like, are you asking your customers a lot of questions? Usually businesses that, like I said, like on your contact us page, when it comes to, your name, all of that, Google will go in the depths to see that, like, all right, does this person own this domain? Is this email associated with this domain? It's just, you know what I mean? Google looks that up. Now, domain trust and trust rank. Basically what this is that many SEO believes that trust rank is a massively important ranking factor. In search results, rankings based on trust, right? Seems to back this up. And Google says that. And how do you build trust? Well, it goes to my next point that I'm about to talk about. But like I said, this other stuff, when it talks about site architecture, site updates, presence of a sitemap, all of that stuff matters. Basically, like how many times are you updating your site, which many SEO believes that website updates do matter, especially when new content is added to a website, right? So if you're a new pressure washing business, do you think that you can consistently always add new content to your website? You may not have the dollars to go ahead and do that. You know what I mean? Site architecture, a well put together site. Do you have enough money to where you can afford to spend for a very, well done website that has a good site architecture? Those play a factor into that. You know what I mean? Presence of the sitemap, that's basically a URL that lists out all of your pages that Google can go ahead and crawl to see what kind of websites you have or what pages you have on your website. But let's go to backlink factors, right? Which now this is where this stuff really starts to matter. So backlink factors, linking domain age. Basically, you guys might wonder, what is a backlink, Jonathan? Well, I'll show you. A backlink is basically how many websites are referring back to a website, right? So if I had a pressure washing business website and then after that there was like this eco-friendly website, and this eco-friendly website made a blog post and they mentioned my business and they linked to my website, that would be a backlink. It's like having a referral. You know what I mean? So if your website has a bunch of other referrals, which basically a bunch of other websites that link back to your website, that is basically what a backlink is. When other websites mention you on their website, you click that mention and it goes to your website. That's basically what a backlink is. And as you can see, a lot of these websites like Pressure Washing Atlanta, these guys have 61 backlinks, 320, 374, 276, right? A lot of these websites on the first page have a lot of backlinks. If you're a new pressure washing business, you got to catch up. And guess what that takes? That takes money to spend for SEO, right? So when I see a new pressure washing business and they want leads, this is why it takes time. You have to build backlinks. You have to do this stuff right here, which that's why they wonder, why do people always say it takes 6 months to 2 years to do SEO? This is the reason why. Backlinks, because as you can see, Google cares about backlinks, right? The linking domain age. So basically what they mean on this is that the websites that are linking back to your website, how old are they? Goes back to the domain age. But Google says domain age does not matter. Get out of here. Number of linking root domains, right? Basically meaning how many backlinks do you have going back to your website. As you can see, Google cares about that. If you look at this chart right here, websites, top ranking pages have more referring domains than lower ranking pages, right? They do. They simply do. You know what I mean? As you can see, more websites have more referring domains. As you can see right now, Wise Guys Pro Wash has 114. That's more than a lot of these businesses that are down here, right? So websites that have a lot of referring domains tend to rank better. And so what does that take? That takes money. So as a new pressure washing business, it's going to, and like I said, that plays a role. It's going to take you some time in order to get those backlinks. You need results as fast as possible as a new pressure washing business. You don't have time to try to get all of these backlinks and all that. You just don't, because it's not going to help you immediately, right? And so those are backlink factors. And the reason why that's important is because, like the previous factor that I talked about, these backlinks build trust for your website, and Google ranks your website off of trust. But these next 2 points are some of the most important points I want to go ahead and make. So the next one's going to be user interaction that I said I was going to talk about. Now, RankBrain, right here, as you guys can see, as a factor under user interaction, I'm not going to talk about that. That is an entire video in itself. But what I do want to talk about is click-through rate for websites and traffic as well. And so what is click-through rate? I'm going to tell you guys what click-through rate is. So essentially, if I typed in pressure washing Atlanta, right? And let's say 100 people typed that in. And let's say that 30 people went to atlantapressurewashing.com and 70 people went to Wise Guys Pro Wash out of those 100 visitors, right? So 70 went to Wise Guys Pro Wash and 30 people went to atlantapressurewashing.com. Wise Guy Pro Wash had 70 people out of 100 go to their website. That'd be a 70% click-through rate. Atlanta Pressure Washing had 30 people go to their website out of 100 with the keyword pressure washing Atlanta. So that'd be a 30% click-through rate, right? Now, websites don't tend to see that, like 70% click-through rates and all that. Usually a good click-through rate's 5 to 10%. But, that's why you have to have keywords in your title tags and meta descriptions, as we were talking about, because like I said, that determines, how people interact with their website. So whenever you have, like I said, organic click-through rate for all keywords, if you're a new pressure washing business, you're not ranking for any keywords yet. So all of these businesses that are seasoned, that are already ranking for these keywords, what are they getting? They're already getting a good click-through rate. They're already getting websites, like I said, according to Google, pages that get clicked more, may get a cert boost for that particular keyword. So you're already behind the 8 ball if you're a new pressure washing business and you're not getting those clicks for that particular keyword. Those other established seasoned businesses are getting those clicks already. You know what I mean? And like I said, for all keywords, whether that's roof cleaning, power washing, paver sealing, if Google's seeing that these guys are getting a lot of clicks for these particular keywords consistently and people are clicking on that, they're going to rank that business higher. You know what I mean? Or they're going to rank that website higher, which is why it's imperative for a new pressure washing business. Like I said, you may not have the time to wait in order to generate that. Now, bounce rate, people are kind of 50-50 on this in the SEO community. And basically what that means is not everyone in SEO agrees bounce rate matters. And you probably wonder, what is bounce rate? Bounce rate is essentially, do people visit your website and then do they bounce off of it as fast as possible, right? So basically, how long do people stay on your website? That is what bounce rate is. If I go to this website and then I click off of it immediately, that's a bad bounce rate. You know what I mean? That means that I was on the website for 1 or 2 seconds and I bounced off of it. That signals to Google that people may not like this website. You know what I mean? So that's what bounce rate really means. You know what I mean? Now, this is where I say this does matter. Direct traffic. It's confirmed that Google uses data from Google Chrome to determine how many people visit and how often sites with a lot of traffic are likely higher quality sites versus sites that very little get direct traffic. Basically what that means is your site, are people like typing in your URL immediately because they're pulling up your website? Are they doing that? When you're a new pressure washing business, people don't even have your direct URL probably. So this is a ranking factor. For businesses that have been in business for quite a long time, there's people that may know the exact URL. And like Google has stated this themselves, like from the words of Google, right? Google uses data from Google Chrome to determine how many people visit a website, with direct traffic, which my next point is going to be on this. So if you're a new pressure washing business, how does this affect you? Well, like I said, you're new. A lot of people aren't directly going to your website like that. You don't have that direct traffic that you've been driving to your website yet. And repeat traffic. Sites with repeat visitors may get a Google ranking boost as well. And guess what that is? If you're a business that's been in business for over 20 years, over 5 to 10 years, guess what you're going to have a lot of? Repeat traffic. If you're a new pressure washing business, you're not going to have built that up. You're not going to have built that customer base up yet in order to get that repeat traffic anyway. You know what I mean? So this is why I tell a lot of pressure washing businesses, yeah, you've been in business for 6 months, but you're not going to have, like, you don't have that many customers, you don't have that many clients, so you're not going to necessarily, like I said, this is what's all going through my head. All of these ranking factors are already ingrained in my head. You know what I mean? So like I said, repeat traffic, you're not getting that repeat traffic if you're a brand new pressure washing business. You know what I mean? It's just going to be highly unlikely. Now, let's go to my last point, and the point that is the most important, because this point correlates with everything I've just talked about, which is going to be brand signals. This is the most, in my opinion, this is the most important factor by all. It's going to be brand signals, right? Because brand signals, this correlates with everything I've been discussing, which brand signals, which means brand name anchor text, which branded anchor text is simple but strong brand signal. So there's a bunch. There's branded searches, branded keyword searches. So let me break these down. So what a brand signal, what they mean by brand signals, which it says brand name anchor text, is it goes back to the backlink thing I was talking about. Now let's look at my client's website who ranks #1 in Los Angeles. What a brand name anchor text essentially is when these other websites are referring to your website, or they're linking to their website, are they using your brand name? So as you can see, my client Curb Appeal Power Clean, they have 13, as you guys can see right here, these are super authoritative websites. They have 13 super authoritative websites that link to my client's website with their what? Brand name. So when they link to their website with a brand name, that basically says to Google, this is a real, credible business at this point. This business is credible. This business is a high brand, right? You know what I mean? Branded searches. People search for brands. If people search for your brand in Google, this shows that your site is a real brand. Let me give you an example. If Amazon went down for 2 months, right? Their website went down for 2 months, you couldn't find it on the internet, and then they came back on the internet, right? Do you think Amazon needs to do SEO for their website? No, they don't, because people are going to type in Amazon.com, Amazon.com, and what does that link back to? That direct traffic point that I made previously, where people are typing in your URL. Branded searches. People are going to go on to Google and type in Amazon.com, right? Or they're going to type in Amazon, Amazon, Amazon. And what is Google going to say? Google's going to say, you know what? People keep typing in this branded website, right? They keep typing in this website. Obviously, this is this website, we need to rank it higher. And that's what Google's going to go ahead and do. And so, like I said, when it comes to particular keywords, and I look at the keywords that my client ranks for, people, if you have brand name searches, that's going to help you tremendously. Tremendously. If people type in your brand name, that's going to help your website tremendously. So let's see right now if my client has any, brand name searches. Curb Appeal Power Clean. As you can see, their actual business gets a search volume of 50. That means 50 people are looking up this keyword every single month, right? So that's a branded search. This is why my client ranks. This is why my client gets 1,100 visitors to his website, basically 1,200 visitors to his website every single month. You know what I mean? He has a brand. People are typing in his branded keyword name, right? Curb Appeal Power Clean. 50 people look this up every single month. And that's not even to go to show the amount of people that actually type in his direct URL as well. If you're a new pressure washing business, you're not having these branded searches at all. You're not. Brand and keyword searches as well. How many Facebook page likes you have. This is why social stuff matters as well. Which brings us to my main point on how you can circumvent all this, right? How you can be a new pressure washing business and how you can do SEO effectively. You know how you do SEO effectively? You market everywhere, right? And how does this correlate with everything? Domain factors, you can't really circumvent that by marketing everywhere, right? But page level factors, you can't really do that. But you know what you can do? If you're using Facebook ads, you're using Google ads, you have direct mail, you have yard signs, you have EDDMs, you have radio, because radio, yes, it's not effective, but if you have the money and you use it, that's building up brand authority. People might search your brand name on Google, right? And what ends up happening? user interaction. Guess what you're going to get? When you're marketing on several sources and people may see you on Facebook, guess what that is? That's direct traffic. So if I'm running a Facebook ad and I'm sending that traffic to my website, that's direct traffic. And guess what happens again? If people go to my website and I'm running a Facebook ad or I'm running a Google ad and I'm sending that Google ad to my website, which I believe in landing pages, but nonetheless, like I said, if you're running a Facebook ad, or let's even say you had a EDDM or you had a yard sign or a door hanger and it had your website on there, guess what that's doing? People might type in your direct brand name. People might do direct traffic. They might type in your direct URL, which, you know what I mean? They might even revisit your website again, which that's going to create repeat traffic. That's going to create direct traffic. And guess what that is? That's boosting your SEO at that point, right? So people always want to say, Jonathan, how can your SEO help me? And I say, how can you help your SEO? That's what I ask businesses. And guess what that does whenever you have yard signs, Facebook ads, Google ads, direct mail, yard signs, all of these different marketing signals and all that. You're creating brand signals, because guess what people are going to start doing? Branded searches. They're going to start using your name like, oh, this power washing company. If they get your door hanger, they might look your business up, right? And guess what that signals to Google? If you send out a lot of yard signs, EDDMs and all of that, that stuff impacts your SEO. A lot of guys think that this stuff does not impact their SEO. Yes, it does. So you need to do totality in your marketing. Because like I said, brand and keyword searches, that stuff matters as well. Because people might type in if they get your door hanger or they see you on Facebook, people might type in like your brand name and then power washing services, right? Whatever it is to try to find your website. So overall, you need to, if you're a new pressure washing business, you need to find a way to make your business a brand. You need to find a way to market it on as many sources as possible to generate brand awareness, to generate buzz, to generate, like I said, these kind of factors to people to interact with their website. If you're not ranking with SEO, you need to get people to start, as you guys can see clearly, like I've explained, you need people to get to your website. You need people to do all of this stuff. And how do you do that? With paid advertising methods, Google ads, yard signs, Facebook ads, a lot of different ways. SEO should be done. This is why I say, this is why new pressure washing businesses don't need SEO, because you're probably not doing yard signs. You're probably not doing Facebook ads, Google ads, you're probably not doing a lot of these things that are going to generate brand signals for you, that are going to generate user interaction on your website. You're not generating these things anyway, right? So that's what you need to be doing. That stuff, once you have that down, once you have repeat traffic, once you have a CRM and you have several clients, once you have all of that stuff, that's when it's super easy to do SEO for your website, right? That's when it's very easy. So hopefully you guys understand why businesses like Atlanta Pressure Washing, why businesses like this Supreme Power Wash, why they rank and their websites aren't that good. You know why? Because they established a brand. They established a brand for their business. And so like I said, hopefully this really gives you guys an insight on what ranking is, you know what I mean, and why you as a new pressure washing business simply does not need SEO immediately. But guys, if you guys do want help with your marketing, if you guys do need help with ranking your websites, as you guys know, we rank several of our clients #1, right? But if you need help with your marketing, you need help with knowing where your business is at and if you should invest in SEO, Google ads or not, click the link below in the description, right? And we would love to get on a free strategy call with you guys. But other than that though, this is the end of the video. Hopefully this gave you an insight and more reasoning as to why your pressure washing business that's new, you know what I mean? Why it may not necessarily need SEO. Because like I said, you need to generate brand signals. You need to you need to go ahead and be a good business outside of Google before you can be a good business that ranks on Google. And how do you develop all of this stuff? Like I said, totality of marketing, developing your brand, running paid advertising sources to go ahead and boost your SEO. You don't have any of these factors when you're a new business, right? So for you new pressure washing business owners out here, take heed to this video. Re-watch it over and over again so that you know why you as a new pressure washing business may not need SEO, and you can use your money and what you have, right, for more effective ways of building a solid foundation for your business, building a good customer base that is constantly re-engaging with you, right? That is constantly giving you new referrals, that's constantly building your brand so that when you do start SEO, your rankings take off to the sky. But I've already talked enough, guys. This video is over 30 minutes. So like I said, if you need help with your marketing, schedule a free strategy session with us below in the description. And I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video.